Hello, I'm Rebecca of Orange Korea who tells you everything about Korea. Koreans are eating dog meat as a staple food. Korean and Chinese are similar. Korea is a very dangerous country at work. Have you heard of these rumors somewhere? Today we'll have a time to resolve these misunderstandings. This topic is 6 misconceptions about Korea. The first misunderstanding about Korea is Koreans eat dog meat as a staple food. Many foreigners know that Koreans eat dog meat as a staple food. This is a complete misunderstanding. Dog meat has never been a staple food in the past and now, and modern Koreans rarely eat dog meat. Even slaughtering dogs is prohibited by the government. Of course, there were times when Koreans ate dog meat in the past. In the past, Korea was a poor country. At that time, most people were farmers. In the case of cattle, it was essential to farm. For that reason, beef was very precious. In those days, many people starved to death because they had nothing to eat. At that time, it was not easy to raise a pig that ate a lot of food because there were not enough food even for people. As a result, livestock such as chicken and dogs were raised instead. However, people did not eat dogs except some urgent situation that the owner of the dog got sick or desperately needed protein. Most people were so poor that they couldn't raise many dogs. That's why it was not easy to eat the dog they only had. There still remain a few people who secretly slaughter and cook dogs because of past memories. But most Koreans love dogs and don't eat dog meat. I also raise a dog and love my dog. Her name is Shasha. The second misunderstanding about Korea is Korean and Chinese are similar. The bottom line is Korean and Chinese are completely different. Korea and China are neighboring countries and they have been in exchange for the past many years. Korea is a country with a history of 5,000 years. Just as China has its own culture, Korea also has its own culture. Until Hangul was created 500 years ago, Korea borrowed Chinese characters. However, Korean language and Chinese characters were totally different. For that reason, Hangul was created. Hangul was created in 1443 by King Sejong. 훈민정음 해rebun, a commentary on the Hangul, clearly states that Chinese and Korean are different. The following is the preface of 훈민정음 해rebun.
Our language is different from Chinese, and the two countries' characters do not match. For this reason, my foolish people want to write something, but they could not easily write it with Chinese character. I have pitied my people, and I made 28 letters. I wish all my people would easily learn these new letters and make their lives more convenient.
It also clearly says our language is different from Chinese. I hope that more and more people around the world find out the unique and different culture of Korea in the future. The third misunderstanding about Korea is a very dangerous country at war. In 1950, South Korea fought a war with North Korea. 3 years later, since 1953, South and North Korea have been in a truce. North Korea may seem to be a dangerous country. A lot of people might think it's like Vietnam, where there was a civil war. But there is something that people can think of. It is South Korea's defense power is never weak. South Korea's military power has been so strong that it ranks 6th in the world. Most Korean men serve in the military, and Korea also has various advanced weapons. Korea has grown rapidly. However, the pace of growth is so fast that the image of poor Korea remains in people's memories. Korea is safe. So please come to Korea without anxiety. Come to Korea for trip or study. You'll see and enjoy more than you think. The first misunderstanding about South Korea is that many people confuse South Korea with North Korea. South Korea and North Korea are the same Korean people, and they had a war 60 years ago. For that reason, some people ask if Korea is all the same. Since we are of the same ethnicity, we have the same culture. But South Korea and North Korea are clearly different. South Korea is a democratic country. Some people misunderstand South Korea as a communist country just like North Korea. No, again, South Korea is an exemplary democracy in Asia. The fifth misunderstanding about Korea is Korean men are feminine. Who is your favorite Korean actor? Or do you like Korean K-pop stars? Many people who watch Korean dramas think Korean men are feminine. I hope they are my boyfriend. Anyway, BTS faces are not the representative faces of a Korean man. On the street in Korea, you can see many masculine men like actor Ma Dong-seok, who played the role of Gilgamesh in Eternals. All Korean men have done the mandatory military service. They have been well trained after receiving the hard training. Are they really feminine? We don't need to have a stereotype that a person's appearance and characteristics are related. Most Korean men are not feminine. I hope you won't be disappointed when you come to Korea. The sixth misunderstanding about Korea is about Korean women. In Korea, you should not think of two women as lesbian because they walk on the street holding hands. In Korea, it is common to see women holding hands together. They even go to the toilet together, which means they go into a toilet stall together. Why are Korean women doing like this? I don't know since when this happened, but this behavior is an implicit expression of a close relationship. There seems to be the world of a female which men cannot understand. Of course, not all Korean women do that. Korea prioritizes the community over individuals. That's why the word 우리, which means we or our, is used a lot in Korea. Our house, our country. Since women are more sensitive than men, I think that the individual I has disappeared between the two very close friends, and the concept of we has expanded. Of course, even if they are lesbian, we should not discriminate against them. Today, we find out 6 misunderstandings about Korea. I'll organize quickly from now on. First, Koreans eat dog meat as a staple food. Currently, Koreans rarely eat dog meat. Of course, there are some people who secretly eat, but most Koreans love dogs. Second, Korean and Chinese are similar. Korean and Chinese are completely different structures. Third, Korea is a very dangerous country at war. This is also a misunderstanding. Korea is a safe country with a strong defense power. However, there are many people who misunderstand South Korea as North Korea. First, many people confuse South Korea with North Korea. South Korea and North Korea are the same people. However, unlike North Korea, South Korea has a democratic system. Fifth, Korean men are feminine. Many people misunderstand it because of Korean dramas. But since Korea is also a place where people live, there are people with various personalities and looks. Sixth, do not misunderstand two Korean women as lesbian because they walk on the street holding hands. Today, we find out 6 things that many foreigners misunderstand about Korea. There are many countries and cultures in the world. As a result, there are cases where we misunderstand each other. We are in Korea will do our best so that you don't misunderstand about Korea. So far, this has been All in Korea's real Korean woman Rebecca, who tells you everything about Korea. Subscription and alarm settings are love. Please press like it. That's it, the end.